Hey guys, it's Eddie and today I am back with a little video for you all. Now today's video I will be doing the get to know me tag, which I know is incredibly popular on YouTube, and I just thought it would be a chance for you guys to get to know me a little better, obviously. And this was suggested to me by my friend Jess, so thanks very much to her because I was struggling for ideas and she always helps me out. So without further ado, let's just get to the questions and get started. So the first question is, what is your middle name? My middle name is Victoria. It was a toss-up between Victoria and Elizabeth, I am told by my mother, after the two sort of great queens of England, and she ended up going with Victoria. And so yeah, it's quite royal, it's quite regal, but there we are. What is your favourite colour? My favourite colours fluctuate usually between several. I really like a sort of forest green colour. I really like a sort of really dark midnight blue colour, but I also really like a sort of pastel lilac colour. So I tend to fluctuate between those, but then I also love black. Like, black is the constant staple in my wardrobe, and it's just the colour that tends to see me through life. So between those four, they're kind of just like the pinnacle of like my favourite colours that sort of never change, but I might prefer one day more than the other, if you know what I mean. But my favourite colour for a long time used to just be blue, but I guess it still is, with the sort of midnight dark blue in there. But anyway, those are my favourite colours, I would say. Who was your first best friend? Now, I won't say her name just for like reasons, but I met her in nursery, which is kind of like kindergarten for anyone watching this who uses that term instead in their country. And I was best friends with her right up until I was about 14, so that's a good about 11 years. And then we had a huge falling out and never spoke to each other again. So she was my first best friend, and she was my best friend for a very long time, and then suddenly it just ended very swiftly and abruptly. But yeah, we had some good times. How tall are you? I'm 5'1", so very small. Cats or dogs? Dogs, 100%. I don't mind cats. I think that cats are really cute, but I just absolutely love dogs, and I would kill to have my own dog. It's literally the dream, but unfortunately me and mum live in a flat and there's no pets permitted in the premises, so it kind of sucks. But my friend Mary has a dog, and I just tend to pretend that her dog is my dog for a lot of the time, and she allows that, so thanks Mary, I appreciate that. But dogs, 100%. Funniest moment throughout school? That's pretty hard. I would have to say, I don't really have one, but I do recall that like a lot of the times when I did drama classes, because I took drama as a GCSE course, I do remember the rehearsal times in year, like when I was about 14 and 15, like throughout those years, were often included moments of absolute hilarity. So I'll just say like a lot of the drama classes, but I can't really name one specifically. There have been a lot of funny times to sift through, but I'll just say drama rehearsals just as a generally funny time in my life. How many countries have you visited? I have visited Spain, Sicily, France, America, Cyprus and Turkey. So 6 off the top of my head. I might have visited somewhere else when I was little, but those are the main 6 I recall. So yeah, 6 different countries, excluding of course Britain. Are you gone to college? I am currently in university, if that's what that means. I am in my first year and I'm in my second term, just going into my second term. So it's early days, but it's going well so far and I'm quite enjoying it. So we'll have to see how the next 3 years go. What was your favourite / worst subject in high school? My favourite subject, it was always a sort of battle between English literature and history, but I think history interested me and just grasped me enough for me to end up picking it for university. So I will say history, just because I just find it absolutely fascinating, and you know, it's an essay based subject, which is probably what I'm best at. And my worst subject is maths. It was always maths. I sort of did okay in it, but I just couldn't get my head around any of it. I don't know how I got a B in my GCSE. Honestly, it was the biggest fluke, I think, ever, and it shocks and stuns me to this day because I was honestly terrible at maths. I could not, for the life of me, get my head around it. So, maths, awful, awful subject for me. What is your favourite drink? Now, I kind of have two. I think my favourite drink, which I always come back to, is Iron Brew, which is just like the best thing. It's like a Scottish made fizzy drink that's like tastes, I always say it tastes like metallic bubblegum, but it's really cool. But I also love vanilla Coke. Can't really go wrong with vanilla Coke. I love both of them, but yeah, just fizzy drinks really. You can't, I shouldn't really be saying that, but they're just so tasty. My bad. What is your favourite animal? Oh no, I have like so many. I like lizards a lot. Lizards are I find really, really adorable, sort of reptiles of any kind. I love dogs. I love seals as well. I know I'm naming like 50 right now, but I really can't choose. I just love like, oh, I love sloths as well. Sloths are just fantastic little creatures. For a long time it was seals because I just thought they were adorable, so I'll go with seals. Ooh, a huge truck passing by my... That's handy. What is your favourite perfume? Well, I love Chanel. I think Chanel smells lovely, but the one I'm using now is this Fame. I think it's called Fame by Lady Gaga. I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan, but this smells amazing as well. So I'll have to say this. It's lovely. The next question is tea or coffee? Tea. I love tea. I drink tea a lot. I'm not really a fan of the coffee taste. I think it's usually it's too strong for me. It's too bitter. Yeah, just a good old cup of tea is really better for me. What would you, or have you, name your children? I always used to want to name my kids Lily and James after the Harry Potter characters because I just really like their names. I suppose I'll stick with that because I haven't really thought about anything else. But I'm not really a fan of having kids. I don't really see them in my future for a long, long time at least. So I'll just stick with Lily and James for now. Might develop into something else, but I'm not too sure about that. What sports do you play? Have you played? I don't play any sports specifically. I don't like do them on a regular basis, but I used to love playing badminton in PE class, and I also used to love playing netball. So I will say that those were the sports I would like to have pursued or possibly pursue in the future. But I don't play any sort of on the regular basis, but I do really enjoy those. What is your favourite book? Oh God. I'm just so tempted to say the Harry Potter books and to say Deathly Hallows because that was my favourite in the series. But I have a book and it's a collection of Edgar Allan Poe's poems and stories. And I think I'm just going to have to say that because Edgar Allan Poe is my favourite writer and I feel like I would be betraying him if I said anything else. I always go back to it, like on a rainy day, like today. I don't know if you can hear the rain outside, but it's just always the one I turn to if I'm bored or something like that, and it's the best. I love Edgar Allan Poe, he's my favourite. What are some of your favourite YouTubers? I particularly like a lot of YouTubers in the goth subculture. Which include It's Black Friday and Toxic Tears, I think. I well, I don't know. I don't have a lot of like YouTubers that I constantly stick with, but I do like some gamers like Cinnamon Toast Ken and Jacksepticeye. Even though I don't game myself, I just think they're really nice sort of personalities to watch. They're sort of a bit of fun, I guess, if you need a laugh. And I do watch PewDiePie a lot. Admittedly, I think he's funny. Um, yeah, I don't really watch that many YouTubers in particular, but maybe I'll start doing so in the future. If you guys have any suggestions for people for me to watch or get into, then definitely comment below, because I'm willing to expand my horizons, definitely. What is your favourite movie? I've mentioned this before, but it is The Godfather. That is the one I always come back to. And it used to I used to say The Breakfast Club, and I will say that The Breakfast Club is still up there, but I just always tend to say The Godfather now. I don't know why. It just seems to always be there in my mind when I get asked the question. So The Godfather, if you haven't seen it already, check it out. And I will leave a link to my review of the Godfather trilogy in the description box below, just in case you guys want to check it out and see my more detailed thoughts on the films. Are you single or taken? I'm single. Won't comment any more on that, I just am. What's your ideal of an idea? I can't even say this one. What's your idea of an ideal first date? I don't know, nothing fancy. Maybe just like sitting and watching some movies. I'm really not saying that just because I'm a review channel. I really would like to get to know a person through like chatting and watching their favourite movie and then maybe watching mine. Just like a sort of chilled evening, I guess. Something like that, something simple and just relaxed. I would like that. How many girlfriends, boyfriends have you had? Sort of said slash, but I haven't really had a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I used, you know, like when you're kids and like you say you're someone's boyfriend, but you're really just friends and you might hold hands in the playground. Yeah, I've done that, but that's not really a proper boyfriend or girlfriend, is it? So really, I haven't really had one. Don't know when it's gonna happen, but it doesn't really matter to me. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. But none so far. Favourite memory from childhood? I hate questions like these because you have to like sift through, like, for me, 18 years of stuff to get back to my childhood. And while I like to say I have a good memory, my memory of my childhood, it isn't great. I do remember a lot of Christmas mornings were lovely. They were nice. Also, my mum was in hospital when I was like, I want to say about 10. So I guess it was still childhood in a way. And when she got out and I found out that she was going to be fine, that was an amazing moment for me. And I could just remember being so happy. And I'll probably say that because I just remember just getting the best feeling when I knew that she was going to be okay. Because it seemed like she wouldn't, you know, she wasn't going to be for a long time. So I will say that. I will say that. Do you speak any different languages, and how well? I used to speak German and I used to speak French, but only on a sort of school level. I pursued French and did it for GCSEs, but I sort of left German behind. And I was gonna take French for A level, but not enough people were doing the course, so I didn't end up doing it. I took psychology instead. But I couldn't really speak them properly, like fluently, like without even thinking about it. Just really at a high school level. But I really want to start learning Russian, and I would love to learn Italian, and maybe come back to German actually. I love all of those languages, but yeah, I could briefly speak them, but if you ask me now, honestly, it's all gone out of my head, I'm not gonna lie. Do you have any siblings? I don't. I am an only child and I kind of like it that way. I'm not trying to be mean, it's just quite nice being sort of the only one and being sort of independent and free, I guess. How would you describe your fashion sense? A lot of black, quite baggy clothing. I like a lot of sort of oversized jumpers, and I like sort of some nice sort of button up skirts and stuff like that. not very fancy, not very flashy, just kind of, I would say, perky goth almost. Like, it's a lot of like, you know, dark lips, dark outfits and stuff, but I'm not like fully submerged within the goth subculture. And you're probably looking at me like thinking, well, obviously not. But I don't know, I draw certain things from certain places and it's just kind of melded into my own fashion. It's kind of weird, but yeah, just a whole mess really of stuff. What is your favourite restaurant? There's a place where I live called Missoula, and I would have to say that's my favourite restaurant. Me and my mum go there all the time and it's super nice, it's really chilled and the food is lovely. And it's sort of the one that we always go to if we're out and about in town and we'll stop for a meal, like that's the one. So yeah, Missoula, it's lovely. What are some of your favourite TV shows? I love Peaky Blinders, that is just the best, I absolutely adore it. I also love Supernatural, although I really need to catch up with the latest series because there's so many of them, like it's hard to keep track. I also love old sort of British comedies like The Young Ones and stuff like that. Like I was obsessed with that for a long time. And I'm trying to think. I like Luther as well. Luther is a fantastic show, and of course Idris Elba is just the walking embodiment of perfection, so that's always a great one to watch. They're just the first that I can think of off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there's more. So PC or Mac? I've never owned a Mac, so I'm going to go for a PC. What phone do you have, iOS or Android? I have an iPhone 5C, which I'm filming with at the moment, which is awful, I know. I'm literally terrible and I need to get more equipment, don't worry. I realise that, but yeah, I've always really had... I always want to stick with iPhones, I don't know, I just find them aesthetically pleasing, even though they're not really that reliable. But it's fine. Tell us one of your bad habits. I do bite my nails a lot, but I haven't been recently. I've been letting them grow, which is lovely. I'm quite proud of myself for that. When I'm nervous, I'll bite them, but I won't bite them just randomly at random times. But yeah, it just kind of ruined them. I don't know. People who know me will probably tell me my bad habits. They'll be able to jump on this video and tell you far quicker than I can, but I'm kind of like blind to them in a way. That sounds really bad. I don't know. Probably just leaving stuff everywhere. Like I'll walk into a room, my mum will agree with this one. I'll walk into a room, like be doing something and leave all my stuff there and I won't come back to it or pick it up and clean it away. So that probably is a bad habit that I'll say. It's quite annoying. I'm a little bit messy. Even though I try to be as organised as possible, I'm just a little bit lazy when it comes to like clearing up after myself, so I'll go with that. So that was it. Those were the 30 questions. That was the get to know me tag. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have got to know me a little bit better. But yeah, I hope that was a slightly enlightening experience about me. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course I will hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.